Good morning, everyone. Today, we are in the presence of an erudite scholar, researcher, and academician. He is one of those rare gems of our humble town who, in spite of being the master of great knowledge, prefers to lead a rather simple life. A man who has brought great pride to us and our town's folk, the proud recipient of the best postdoctorate award from the Ministry of Science and Technology from the Taiwan government for the year 2016 to 2017. For it is our honor to introduce to you Dr. Joyraj Bhattacharya. Addressing the interview, Dr. Joyraj Bhattacharya, it's a very pleasure to meet you. If you'd be so kind to answer a few questions to us.
Of course, yeah.
So, my first question is, how was your feeling when you were awarded an honor for the first time?
Oh, it is really a great feeling. Like I was acknowledged for doing some good research. So I felt that I've been working very hard for a long time, and my work was acknowledged, and finally they have even the minister's acknowledgement. So it's really a great feeling for me. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So, now I would like to pass the question to Arnav.
Sir, being a class 7 student, how shall we study to achieve our aim in life?
I think this is a very budding stage for you peoples. You are now at standard 7, right? So at this stage you should read everything that comes to you, because right now you cannot decide like I should specifically read only those things and other things, but I think to develop a curious mind you can read some of the narrations by Satyajit Ray and also some other authors. I think Satyajit Ray, for the growing child, Satyajit Ray's detectives and all those are very informative, so you can try those things, those books. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Was it your childhood dream to become a scientist?
No, it's not my childhood. Only after completing my master degree, you know what I'm doing, right? So
Yes.
I studied biology, that is animal science, and then I pursued my PhD in biotechnology, and now I have been studying genomics. Okay, you know what is gene, right? You know what is gene?
Yes.
You know what is gene? So tell me.
Such a
Gene. You know what is gene? Okay, you don't know that. You know what is DNA?
Yes, sir.
It's
Yes,
deoxyribonucleic acid.
Yes, sir.
I think you are from standard 7, so it's quite okay if you don't know about gene.
I know.
But you should know that I'm actually a student of biology, and I did research in the field of biology. So your question is like, can you repeat it?
Was it your childhood dream to become a scientist?
So after my master's degree, I thought like I can start some research, and I went to a professor and I talked with him, and he has motivated me a lot. So I think he's the main motivation after which I chose that I should do research. It's not my childhood dream. Yeah.
Sir, what was your favorite subject during your school days?
Okay, you can come here. Okay, in my school days, I'm pretty good at mathematics. So I think my favorite subject was mathematics at that time. But eventually it changed. Like later I shifted to biology. But up to until school, mathematics was my favorite subject. At the same time, science is also something for me. But if you ask what is my hobby, apart from like, you know what is curriculum, the syllabus that you are reading, it's a course, right? You have to give exam for it. But there is something beyond syllabus. So if you ask me what is my favorite subject beyond syllabus, it's like I like reading books on geography and astronomy, and also history.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Do you have any interest in sports? If yes, what do you like to play?
I have. I have played, gully cricket and football and all, but not at any national or district level. Just like this, only in gully cricket. But I like to see. I like to watch it in the television, like on all the Premier Leagues. I like to watch that.
How much you enjoy it?
Very much, yeah. Especially when India is playing. Okay.
So sir, it's my turn.
Okay.
So sir, what do you hope to achieve much more being a scientist?
What do I hope to achieve?
Much more being a scientist.
I don't know if I'm a scientist. I know I have a passionate mind. I'm curious about many things. I see at many things, and the question arises on me why this is happening. I try to answer them, and I try to find out all the ways to answer them. So my one and only passion in my whole life is to become a good scientist. And if you say it's above the scientist what you want to achieve, I don't know if there is something beyond that. I'm just curious. I want to answer curiosity that develops in me. That's all.
Thank you, sir.
So the next question will be from me. Sir, can you please tell me who was your supporter in your life to achieve the goal, and how did he help you? Can you please tell me?
There are a lot of supporters. Of course, in my childhood, I think my mom, charity begins at home. I started my ABCD at home, and at that time my mom is the biggest supporter. And eventually, when I became big, like when I grew up, my dad motivated me a lot. He said, like, you are doing good and you should study more and more. So in every phase of my education, he has helped me a lot. So I think he's the next support, and I got also a lot of support from my friends. I think my friends also helped me a lot.
Sir, can you name one of your friends?
I have many friends, but one of my friends is Sudipto. He's now doctor. He has motivated me a lot. So, like, I should go and doing good works. And after that, in my bachelor's and master's levels, and my teachers, I'm very what should I say? I'm very close to them. So they help. They have motivated. They have supported me a lot, I should say. And finally, the person from whom I learned what is research and why we should do research is my mentor, PhD mentor, Professor Shankar Kumar Ghosh. So I think today I'm in the field of research, and whatever I have achieved in research is only because of my PhD mentor.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, the next question is mine.
Okay.
Sir, can
So
you please...
you have followed our question, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, can you please suggest us some books that would boost our knowledge?
Books that will boost your knowledge. I think nowadays the pattern of the education has changed. So you had to explore knowledge from everywhere. Like you can use internet like Google and YouTube, and so there is two type of learning. One is you read books and then you try to get the knowledge. Another thing is the interactive knowledge. Like, say, if you are reading something in books and you cannot follow whatever is written in there, but if somebody is explaining it to you, it's more better. That we say like interactive learning. So you can watch some videos, but you should be very you should know how to fetch the data from this. So nowadays it's not like our days. You should always read books. You should use the internet to get the updated knowledge. And for the growing minds, I think the best way is like read the comics, read the books of the great author like Satyajit Ray. These are like detectives. What is great about these writers, like he has told story, but inside the story you'll find many informative things, like where is this temple, where is that temple, who is the scientist, and everything. Okay, so he's a very great writer. You should read Satyajit Ray books, and also his series, the detective series, and this will be very informative for people. And beyond that, I think when you start reading books, after reading one book, you'll know what you should do, what you should do next. So that's my suggestion. But in your case, it may work in a different way. It's case sensitive.
So my next question is, who inspired you to become a scientist, and why you only want to become a scientist?
That's a repeated question, almost redundant question. Who is great support? It's same who inspired me to become a scientist. Until my master degree, I don't know I'm going to become a scientist. What a scientist does, even I don't know that, because I have a different plan. But of course, I think my PhD mentor, Professor Sanjay Kumar Ghosh, he has explained me what is science and why you should do research. For you people also, you should know it, from standard 1 to master degree, you read books, right, and you give exams, so you are reading something which is written by some other people, but this is not the way to develop the innovative mind. So after learning all the things, you should try something by your own. So this is the entry point to research. You should. So I think so. All these things are explained to me by my PhD mentor. So I think he's the one who has motivated me.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So my next question is, do you have any heroes in life?
Hero.
Yes, sir.
What type of hero?
Sorry, who do you like the most?
Whom I admire.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I have to think. There may be many. Hero. I think. Again, I will say my professor is my hero, because I have seen him in a different way. Like, he is a very aged person at my time, but I saw that even in his age, he can do work for 18 hours, and he can read a lot of books. He can do a lot of work. Like, it's multitasking. He can do multitasking. So I think he's a real hero for me. When I was a researcher, I always used to copy him. So I should follow him to become research. So I think he's my hero. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
And there may be someone else also, but right now I couldn't remind other people. So he's my hero.
So after following this question, I want to ask you, sir, have you ever taught any children in your life?
Children. I have not taught, but sometimes I try to interact with them, so how they are learning and what is their syllabus and what is their present. And I want to learn from them only. Sometimes I used to give them tips, because when I was growing, and I had a better understanding of many of the topics, when I was growing. So I always used to think my teachers at the school level or the college level should teach me in a different way, so that those things become more helpful. So I try to interact with them, and I want to know that how their teachers are teaching them, and if I can help them. But I think I never taught anyone, but I interacted with many of the children.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not a teacher.
Sir, it's my turn. If you want to become a scientist, sir, which path should we follow, sir?
That's what I say. You have to develop a curious mind. What a scientist does, all of you know what a scientist does. So why he is called a scientist? He always used to like if somebody had cancer or AIDS or something like his curiosity is like how this cancer develops and how we can develop remedies for this cancer. So this is one of the example like what a scientist does. So you should always have a curious mind. Of course it depends on your field of interest. Like my field of interest is biology, and I try to I work in the field of evolution. You know, all of you know what is evolution.
Yes.
So I try, like our planet Earth is the only planet where, so far it's known, it's the only planet where life has originated, and then life has expanded. Expanded, you know what is expanded?
Yes.
It diversified.
Yeah.
So this is a very peculiar characteristic. So this is what is known as evolution. So I'm trying to study some aspects of the evolution, okay, because I'm curious about that. So you people should also develop a curious mind, and a curious mind will always develop if you read more and more researcher works, if you interact with the researcher, and you should also have some orientation program, like you should visit to big institutes in your summer or winter vacation, and you should try to interact and go to this big institute, see what they're doing and what is their dream, and you should try to, so in this way I think you can become a researcher.
Thank you, sir. Another one, sir.
Yeah.
Last but not the least, sir. Please give us a message. How shall we deal with the society regarding the current affairs or problems?
The major global problem on Earth is like it's a global warming, and it's all of this is happening because of deforestation and release of more and more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So the message should be like first of all we have to conserve our planet Earth. So we should focus more on this part, like how we can stop that. We should plant more and more trees, and we should think about, apart from planting trees, you should also think in another way, like how we can, and maybe in future you can take research on this field.
Sir, I have another question. So can you please share an event of your life
Tell an event of my life
about research?
about research,
Yes, sir.
which is exciting,
Yes, sir.
which is most exciting for me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So like a funny event.
It's not funny. I think it's exciting for me.
Interesting.
Interesting, like I completed my PhD from Assam University, and then I know the name of many scientists by that time, so I have just written a mail to one of the great scientists, like I'm a researcher, I have done this and that work, and I want to do further research under your mentorship, so will you accept my proposal? Normally the big scientists will not respond to your mail, but fortunately he replied to my mail in 15 minutes. So I think this is the most exciting moment of my life. And I went there, I went to Taiwan, I worked under him. He's Wang Shangli, he's known as the father of molecular evolution. He's a very great scientist, so I think this is the most exciting.
So what was the name of the scientist?
His name is Wang Shangli. WENHSIUNG and LIB. You can search about him in Google. You can Google about him, and maybe you can know more about him.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving us your valuable time, sir. We, on behalf of our school, would like to invite you to visit us.
Oh, sure. It's great talking with you guys. Yeah. The innovative minds. Yeah, I think you are the future innovative minds of our country. So continue good work, and best of luck to all of you. Okay.
So, this was Dr. Joyraj Bhattacharya. We thank him for giving us his valuable time and cooperation with us. Thank you.